Hebrews 4, verses 14 to 16. Since then we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God. Let us hold fast our confession. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us then, with confidence, draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need. The author of Hebrews has already told us in chapter 2 that Jesus is our high priest, and he was tempted, so he can be a merciful and faithful high priest for us. Now, in chapter 4, the author builds on that, saying that Jesus can sympathize with our weaknesses, even though he never succumbed to the temptation himself. And because he is now in heaven, we can confidently go to the throne of grace. Just one question. Who sits on the throne of grace? The version I read earlier, the English Standard Version, just says the throne of grace. The New International Version says it's God's throne of grace. But the Greek text doesn't actually tell us that it's God's, and that's why I ask, who sits on this throne? I think we could make a case that Jesus sits on the throne of grace. After all, the book of Hebrews tells us several times that Jesus sits at the right hand of God. He is sitting on some sort of chair, presumably, which is the same Greek word for throne. Chapter 1, verse 8 says that an Old Testament verse about the throne is actually about the Son of God, Jesus. Later in the book, it says that Jesus sits at the right hand of God's throne. So they are both on thrones. But which one is the throne of grace? Theologically, the Father and the Son are just as gracious. Grace characterizes one just as much as the other. But the reason we know that is because of Jesus. Jesus is the one who revealed the throne to be the source of grace. Because the author of Hebrews doesn't really specify who sits on this throne. The important point is that it's a source of grace in heaven. And because of Jesus, we can be confident to go there and confident that we will find mercy and grace to help in time of need. We all need grace, and this is where we need to go because Jesus understands our weaknesses. He hears, he understands, and he gives us the help we need.